This is Dwayne, N6DMR. Quick video on how to set every channel in the radio to send APRS. This will be a workaround, so pay attention. So first of all, we need to make sure that our APRS settings are correct, which these are. Okay, 144.390 is the channel. Now, just as a quick overview, make sure that if you're sending auto, which is GPS settings, you have fixed beacon turned off. In this case, to send auto with a GPS, the GPS must have a lock. If you turn fixed beacon on, the GPS will send the fixed beacon that you put into these blocks and fields here, but you do not need the APRS. In other words, APRS settings have to be correct. Okay, now, there's only one way to send an APRS signal out, which you have to actually turn each channel in the radio on to send the APRS. Now, the one channel you never want to send out on is the same frequency as the APRS send. You never want to send on this channel. I have it marked on mine as receive only. Now, let's go down to number 2, which is a NOAA channel. Basically, we probably wouldn't be sending on a NOAA channel, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to just assume we're going to send. So I'm going to open it up. And here it is where you do the APRS report type setting. You set it to analog. Now, there's an option that you can also send when you do a push to talk as well as the auto. In this case, I like to set it to end of transmission. I do use that. The last thing is the APRS report frequency. It's default to 1 on all channels, and that is the correct frequency that I put into the APRS settings. So this is how you turn on one channel to send APRS. Now, when you've clicked OK and saved it, when you turn to this NOAA channel, once you get a GPS lock, or if you're on fixed beacon, you'll get a pop-up in the background based on the intervals that you set, and it will send APRS. Now, the next channel down, not going to be set. So you can imagine, I have 100-something channels here. I'd have to go through every one of these. Okay, let's get to the quick workaround. We go up to the tool menu and we export all the channels into a CSV file. Now, I've already done this. I put them into a test APRS all channels, and I've put them into a set APRS all CSV file. We'll go ahead and save the change I just did for the channel for the NOAA channel. I'm going to overwrite it. We'll export it. Okay, that's been saved. Now, the next step is to open up Excel, and that's where we're going to do our bulk change. Now, this is the correct CSV right here. We'll open it. Now, this is channel 1, channel 2. Okay. NOAA channel is channel 2. That's the one I set to turn on. Okay. Now, the one thing you never want to do, I'm going to go down to the bottom of the channels here. You see these VFO channels here. You never want to set those to send APRS. It's just ridiculous. You'd be sending APRS on every frequency in the world. It doesn't make any sense. So what I'm going to do next is make sure we don't select the last 2 for our bulk change. Okay, we're going to go back up where I can see the column names. We're going to go over to the columns that we need to make the change on. Now, I've already done this a few times, so I'm getting pretty good at it. So the 2 channel fields or columns that we need to change are AM, which is Analog APRS mode, okay, and AO, which is APRS report type. Now, you can see that the first channel does have end of transmission set. Not sure why. I must have done that in error, but it is the APRS frequency, and it really should be set to off, which we'll do that now. Now, the second channel that I turned on, which was the NOAA, the APRS push-to-talk mode is end of transmission, and the report type is analog, and also the analog APRS setting for the frequency is 1. So we don't need to worry about the 1. It's a default. So what we're going to be doing is setting all the channels to send an analog signal and also to use end of transmission for push to talk. So let's go ahead and do this for every channel. Now, I highlight the analog, which is what it's supposed to say. I'm going to drag it down. This is the quickest way. Just drag it down. You could use search and replace too. Go all the way down. Now I'm going to not change the last two. Now all of these are set to analog now. Now every channel except for the first one here that's off and the two VFO channels, when you tune to them on the radio after you write this code plug, they'll be ready to go and they'll send. Let's do the same with the end of transmission. Just go ahead and pull it down. Again, you could use search and replace. I'm not going to do that. Now the last two we don't want to change. Boom, end of transmission. Okay, now we've modified in bulk all the channels in this channel CSV to send APRS. We're going to go ahead and save it. Okay, you can shut Excel now. Now, in order to change this, we're going to need to import that new file. We'll import. This is just a message that AnyTone uses to tell you that sometimes you can't do older CPSs. Now, we'll select channel. Going to go to my test channels folder, set APRS all. Okay, going to open it. We'll import it. Import is complete. Now, remember, this channel, number 2, was set to analog. The others were not. Now, if we look, every channel is set to APRS analog. So let's look at a couple random ones. Yep, it's all turned on. We've successfully set every channel in the radio to send APRS, so no matter what channel you tune to, no matter what zone you're in, every channel will send APRS, and it's done in a very quick manner using Excel. And you can do one channel at a time in the radio menu, or you can do one channel at a time in the CPS. But by going and using the export-import and using Excel, we can bulk change. This is a really time-saving. Okay, guys, thanks for listening, and have a great day.